We've been really high on the Fern for a long time. Personally, I love that digital knit fabric. Gives you just that extra little bit of cushion. You can actually notice that. Has a lot of flexibility in the backrest. Coming from a brand like Haworth, you're getting really good policies, a good return policy, good warranty, and the build quality is really nice on this chair too. So I'm going to be at a really high A for this.
Ryan, what do you think about the build quality on this? Because that's actually one of the things that people have kind of been complaining about as of late, is that they're a little bit disappointed on some of the build quality. I think it comes down to some loose parts. I've noticed it on our chairs too, but I mean, overall, I think the chair is fairly well built. I mean, it's all nice components. I would say that for me personally, I give this a solid A all around. They've got good return policy, good warranties. Build is solid for what you're going to get, and it is a super comfortable chair. Unlike Ryan, though, I love the lumbar support. So if you want some really dialed-in lumbar support, get the extra lower lumbar, and definitely skip the headrest because that thing is not that comfortable.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think the build quality, I'd consider the build like A minus in terms of the whole industry. I don't think it's quite up there with like a Herman Miller or a Steelcase, mainly just due to quality control issues out of the factory. I think if you get one that's perfectly put together and all the screws are tight, then it's competitive to the other two brands. The problem is we don't see that type of consistency. But from a quality, overall, adjustability, comfort, for me, this is an S tier chair. It's one of the only chairs that I've ever used that I've put in the coveted S tier. Now, I need the digital knit, no headrest, and no lumbar in order to achieve that S tier rating. But for me, it checks all the boxes. I love the seat. I love the arms. The backrest is absolutely incredible. Really good flexibility, and you're getting great policies because it's Haworth. So for me, this is S tier.
We're coming back to Haworth with their Soji chair. This has a really nice mesh backrest. It's not one of their high-end chairs like the Zody or the Fern, but this is still a really nice, comfortable chair if you're in more of that mid-range price level. For me, this is kind of like that epitome of a B-tier chair, and it kind of has that mid-tier price, so it's going to sit in a B.
I've always been a huge fan of the Soji just because I feel like it's one of those chairs where you can kind of recommend it to anyone and feel good about recommending the chair. There's not a lot of downsides on it that are going to be deal breakers for people. It fits a really wide range of people. Arms are super adjustable. Is it the most comfortable chair on the planet? No. I do think that it's more comfortable and better than the better chair in their lineup, though, which is the Very. And so just from a pure value standpoint, I have a really hard time keeping this out of the A tier simply because you can pick this thing up for like $550. And for me, there's not going to be a better chair until you get upwards of $800-900. And so from a comfort standpoint, I'm usually at like a B plus on this chair. You're getting amazing policies from Haworth. It's really well built. And so just value alone, what you're paying for the chair and bang for your buck, I'm at an A minus.
I think I'm being influenced by Ryan on this one, honestly, because I'm pretty much in the same boat. I give it like a B tier all day for comfort. I think the seat's a bit firm for some people, but I like a firm seat. Arm pads kind of are the same way, backrest is kind of the same way, but well built overall. It's got all of Haworth's policies, and they're not charging you $100 like Herman Miller is now. Still give you the full 30-day returns. I think you're spot on. I'm going to go A from where I was at before, which was going to be a B plus.
The Zody's been Haworth's flagship chair for a ton of years now, and we've got the updated version here, and I really like this chair, especially for the price, very much so like the Amiya, right around that $1,000 mark, and for me, you're not going to find a better chair at that price point than the Zody. Really, really adjustable. I think it's very comfortable. It's going to fit a wide range of people. I also like the dual posture mode, so you can use it with a standing desk to kind of get out of the chair so you're not seated in the same exact position the whole time. Great policies from Haworth. I can't bump it up on policies from Haworth because they're not the best policies, but up near the top in the market. So I'm going to be right at an A with this chair overall.
Yeah, so I think that the Zody, they don't call it Zody 2 because it's confusing. They just call it Zody. But there's the Zody Classic, which is the original. This is a more comfortable option because they got rid of that weird sort of like not in the middle neutral sitting position. They used to have it like forward or back. This is much more neutral. All around the chair is super well built. And like Ryan said, for the price, it's an excellent value for sure. I think their policies, again, like on their upholstery, not great, 3 and 5 years, depending on which one you pick. But it is 12 years on the rest of the frame and the components. It has the free returns too, but it's a super comfortable chair. You get that nice lumbar support, which I like. The mesh is like a little bit thicker in the mesh with this knitted mesh. It's a digital knit here. And this one we have spec'd out is definitely over $1,000. So don't expect to get this chair for $1,000, but you're gonna get the same feel overall. It's an easy A for me.
Yeah, I almost see the Zody as like two different chairs. You can get the more base model that is that around $1,000. It's going to be really comfortable with that mesh backrest. The seat is great. I like this version. This is about maybe $1,400, a little over that, with that dual posture. It has the nicer mesh on it. Honestly, both of those chairs I'd put as a high A, whether you want to keep it a little lower price option or really deck it out like this. So if you want to see how we rank all of the most popular chairs, head over to BTODtv to see our full office chair tier list. Click the link in the description.